Hey, you guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy belated Christmas. Happy belated Hanukkah. Happy belated Kwanzaa. All celebrations that could have been, came and passed. During the time that I haven't recorded, I would like to wish them all to you. I've been very busy. I have been very busy, everyone, but all good things, all wonderful undertakings, actually. So, without further ado, we're going to get back into this. Everyone, this is tiredg0th, and you are watching the academiagothica tiredg0th Reacts cartomancy edition, where I use a deck of cards to pull information about what it is that could be occurring for the sake of clarifying any particularly important situations in the collective energy. This means it's not one message necessarily that's meant for all people, nor is it that every single message that comes out of this deck in any way, shape, or form is meant for one person. While that can happen occasionally if there is an important story to be told to warn others, or any kind of pertinent information that surfaces this way, that's also another thing that can happen. If it doesn't fit to your circumstance, please do not try to force the message that appears to fit yours. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you don't somehow have an inkling or a knowing about it, if you haven't had tangible signs or physical evidence that this could be your story, don't take it. Don't accept it the way that it is. Just sit back and observe. Just witness the storytelling, you know? And we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Something's going on here. I heard something about a true calling is in reverse. But this is the truth about a situation. Someone's true calling is in reverse. It could be pertaining to their intellect, how they're using their intellect, what it is that they're meant to be doing. There could be questions about this for someone in the collective here. The application of their resources, their intellect, the application of their cerebral prowess is what I'm picking up on here with the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords. The Seven of Swords is not such a great card. You're dealing with something very serious, like really serious matters. It could be matters that are very intellectually crucial, like life or death, kind of. You know, I don't want to be so drastic, but this is quite an important set of circumstances being handled. And with respect to the King of Swords, this could be an energy that is a provider of intellectual resources that we're tapping into here. This could be the energy. Someone could be looking for this. Someone could be becoming this. This could be someone becoming something like a lawyer, someone involved with law enforcement. It could be litigation. It could be contract development. It could be, I heard diffusing. So we could be talking about something having to do with like de-escalation of circumstances. This is important because this particular energy is in alignment with something that is not the truth of someone's calling, or what. Wait a second. This truth of swords is truth of swords. You hear me? The Ace of Swords, which is like the infinite possibility and potential of all uses of one's intellect, the uses of one's mind, be it for good purposes or also alternatively for negative purposes. This is in the upright as it's being discussed. Now, energy here could be addressing how to achieve this when it starts out like this. That might be leading also to a Two of Wands In reverse situation, this could be pertaining to the opposite of the Two of Wands, or like the Two of Wands in reverse. It could be pertaining to divorces, ugly situations. It could be pertaining to breakups, divorces and contracts in a business sense. There could be a lot going on here. It could be conflict resolution pertaining to agreements that have since disbanded, agreements that have since been broken. Um, it could be something like this. Spirit said, Spirit confirmed that this is the energy here. Okay, so that could be for someone in the collective here. It could be someone seeking this. It could be someone receiving this as like a thing, that they're like, being petitioned for. It could be that they're in need of these services and don't know where to look for them. We also have, which card wants, oh, we also have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords gives me rebuttals, responses to things, appropriate contact for the sake of providing a counter response to something. So this is like someone says, "Oh, the sky is blue, but we don't know that for sure." And then someone says, "The sky could be green for all you know because it's reflecting water." Either way, there is no real end of the conversation for that, because the two of them could go back and forth for hours saying if the water was purple and the sky was reflecting it, then the sky would be purple. It's one of those things where like there's no definitive end to a stalemate. It's just that the stalemate is at least being presented for the sake of potentially coming to an end of the stalemate. So that's also this energy here in this pile with the, oh, it seems to be like a conflict resolution energy. It could also be that in the case, this is another message that I'm picking up. In the case that someone is involved in a contract right now, someone on their behalf is trying to figure out how to mitigate it, how to best resolve the issue, but it seems like they might actually be coming into some sort of like issue on how to handle it, because so like I'm hearing damage. I'm hearing the term and the issue damage has been done. So there could also be like an attempt to resolve something that I'm understanding here, and it's interesting, this energy, because there are two stories, definitive stories. One is like, just causes and like really beneficial things possibly, and then the other is like trying to find a beneficial solution for someone who could be wrapped up in a situation where there was previously a conflict, and now someone is seeking like proper, um I guess you could say like remediation, right? A proper resolution. Proper resolution for a specific circumstance that is, I'm hearing, unique in nature, unique in its presentation as what could be seen as a standard event in the eyes of the law. So we could be talking about a legal situation that got out of hand, became a criminal situation, but it has deeper roots in something else. We could be talking about a circumstance where, someone presented themselves one way and perhaps has a whole other thing going on that requires a bit more empathy. There's a lot that this could be reflecting in the energy. Now, keep in mind, we are reading energy. We are not specifically telling stories. So unless you know for a fact that there is an accuracy that you can identify with personally, please don't rely on the message to give you that accuracy, because energy is not accuracy. The messenger possesses the, I guess you could say, the attempt at accuracy for you. So if you like the way that I read, make sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, promote my work. I love reading for everyone here. I love offering my gifts to people as some sort of an aid, a clarifier, someone who uses their clairsense for good, and only this. So, yeah, we also have, we have the potential for domestic affairs, and also perhaps like there could be something involving like, I don't know, a child or like a young a young rambunctious spirit in a Nine of Pentacles energy. We could be talking about someone who's a little reckless with their money, but we could also be talking about someone who is rushing to put something to, I shouldn't say rushing, but like there's like a really like passionate, enthused kind of like let's get this going kind of attitude toward a fundraiser, or perhaps like the approach of something that is beyond an apprenticeship. It's more like a skilled mastery approaching its completion and accrual of something. But this, the ace of, sorry, not the ace, excuse me, it could lead to an ace of something, which is very nice, which is like the infinite potential of whatever suit it reflects. But in the case of the Knight of Wands here with this figure here, and then the Nine of Pentacles, we could be talking about a fundraiser, we could be talking about an event, we could be talking about a sort of campaign, right? It could be, we could be talking about a campaign to source something. We could be talking about something involving petitions. We could be talking about something that could lead from one legal situation into a financial solution as restitution for the legal situation. Something like this. It's like the accrual of something financial as a result of someone doing their best to put something together based on their inspiration or an inspired effort to build something that is, conducive to solutions for someone. So that this could be really important, But then we also have the Ten of Swords in reverse or upright. Holy Spirit, you have in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. This is significant, okay? And I'll tell you why. The Ten of Swords in reverse is not a betrayal, but it is an ending to a cycle that could have been very painful. We could talk about healing here. Healing, and then followed by the Three of Pentacles, healing through collaborative efforts, healing through collaboration, healing through teamwork, through group inspiration, through group and shared communication, storytelling, group efforts to bring awareness to very serious issues, group awareness of contracts that have had very bad karmic endings. When we discuss something called a karmic ending, it's when something progresses from being stuck in a loop, almost like a broken record or a CD, energetically or intentionally, into something that inspires the karmic loop to break. So it's sort of like when the CD player has played the same scratch in the CD 40 to 60 to 180 times, and then the CD player just stops playing. The CD player that stops playing is technically representing the breaking of a karmic loop. It's sort of like if the CD skips enough times, the CD player just won't play it anymore, right? This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the end of a cycle that could be breaking some very dangerous, some very upsetting psychological situations by resolving them or bringing them to some sort of conflict resolution. Another energy that consideration for this pile here with the conflict resolution situation, and also outlying in the external situation. There could be a situation involving getting parties together to see who would be interested in a more serious campaign and a more diligent, a more diligent and effective positioning for someone. It could be an offer for someone to receive a position. It could be something really nice. We don't know, but we have also, wow, we have the Ace of Pentacles that would like to come out. So this is also a financial endeavor that could be very, very fruitful. And that is really, truly beautiful because that's a very touching effort for there to be both collaborative energy here and then also an energy that's like really gung-ho, like, yeah, let's go, like almost like cheerleader energy to get something going as an inspired effort to do something. That's a lot of spirit. You know what I mean? The Knight of Wands in the upright position to the Nine of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles to get that last pentacle and fulfill something that could bring on like a massive intellectual effort coupled with its matched pay. I mean, this is something that's going to require a lot of focus, a lot of focus, a lot of energy. But